Hello. Yeah. So, hi everyone. This is an introduction to the start of a developer student club at IIIT Kalyani. So, first is what is a DSC? Developer student clubs or DSCs are university based community groups for students interested in Google developer technologies and frameworks like Google Cloud, TensorFlow, etc. Students can join DSC to grow their knowledge, make meaningful contributions, and build projects for local businesses and their communities. DSC IIIT Kalyani is the start of a developer student club at our campus. So, DSC is a global community of people and developers. By joining, you get to network with developers all across the world, learn new technologies, and grow as an individual. Your projects and your team has the chance to have global exposure and opportunities by getting featured on their websites. You can share your stories for an opportunity to be in a Google video, blog, or social media post. So, what do we do? First, we build solutions for local businesses and grow as a community. We go to like small businesses around us, like tea stalls and stuff, and we build stuff which will help these people, grow as a community and help these people expand their businesses, etc. We also host workshops to inform people about the latest technologies. So we introduce new technologies, Google developer technologies to everyone so that they can use those technologies in their projects and start. And DSC members get a chance to participate in the DSC Solution Challenge. So if you can click on this link to check out what DSC Solution Challenge is, it has really good prizes and this takes place sometime after. So we'll come to this later on. So how did we start and why am I telling you this? That is because I got selected as the DSC lead this year. So I'm Shomi Bordhon, and the process, how this club got started, is something that people wanted to know. So first, to start a DSC club, a student must be selected as a DSC lead to start the club the first year. After this, the club will continue its work in the coming years with the same lead or different. That depends on the selections for the next year. So to become a DSC lead, aspirants apply on this link every year in March. The application includes videos describing your favorite Google technologies, and based on the applications, Google conducts interviews with few candidates and selects a DSC lead. So after that, the lead must have a core team for DSC, which will include technical as well as outreach. We also have a lot of posts for event managing, but as we are limited to online events right now, so we have the technical team only. So the form we sent out for the applications, and we selected the ones that showcased projects and expertise in a certain technology domain. The core team will lay the foundations. However, all members are welcome to contribute and use this platform to speak. So anytime you have any question on how to get started or how you want to get involved in the community or contribute to the code base, you can reach out to the core team directly. If you want to host an event through DSC, you need sponsors, you need speakers, then you can reach out to me. If you have done something or achieved something new, feel free to use this platform to talk about your experience to peers, as that can help future applicants in our college itself. So in the core team for web development, we have Ritik Mahadik from third year, and we have Vedant Gupta and Gaurav Singh from second year. So in case you have a new idea about a web project, or if you want to contribute to the code base for the new like winter of code, like programs like that, then you can contact these people. For machine learning and AI, we have Nimish from third year, Ishan from second year, and Ananya from third year again. So, in case you have a new interesting idea which you think can be good enough to be presented in the DSC Solution Challenge, or if you want it to, if you want to start it in the DSC IIIT Kalyani's GitHub organization, then you can contact these people if your idea is in the ML domain. And for the mobile dev team, we have Naman Soni and Shovik Biswas from third year. We have Satyam Kumar as the project coordinator, and like if you have a new idea for a project for the DSC Solution Challenge or for the GitHub org, then you can reach out to him. And for media and outreach, we have Abhinandan Pal as the design lead, Akshita community manager and outreach, and Ananya again for outreach manager and ML lead. So today we have scheduled an event called 30 Days of Google Cloud. This is a kickstart to that event. So our cloud facilitator Shovik will be telling you all about it next. But we have some upcoming events. So next week we have the Hacktober Fest meetup where we will focus on making meaningful PRs on that day. From next Sunday we have that, and Winter of Code is a 2-month long program aimed at increasing participation in open source programs like MLH, GSOC, Outreachy, etc. So for that, the website development is currently going on. So if anyone wants to contribute to that, then you can reach out to the web team. And that is all about the introduction to DSC IIIT Kalyani, and Shovik will continue with 30 Days of Google Cloud right now. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I am Shovik and welcome to the 30 Days of Google Cloud program. But before that, let's dive into why you should consider building a career in cloud right now. So in today's agenda, we have like introduction to the cloud program. Then we have like what is actually the cloud. And then we have the introduction to Qwiklabs. We will have a hands-on experience of Qwiklabs. And then I will show you how to get support from like Google team if you face any problem in while doing the labs. Then we will have a Q&A session after that. So let's get started now. And before we start, here is a small video that will get you excited about the session ahead. Let me play this. Okay, so as we all know that cloud is a booming technology these days, and the IT companies across the globe are shifting their traditional infrastructure to the cloud. So this shift is generating a high demand for cloud engineers. Now using the resource which will be provided to you makes you eligible for such positions. As we are currently in university, we may have strong theoretical knowledge, but in order to start our careers professionally, we need to have certain industry skills as well. So to get these industry skills, you can begin with the journey with 30 days of Google Cloud program. So let me tell you how this program journey would look like. So the contents of the program, there are two tracks. One is the cloud engineering track and another one is the data science and machine learning. So let's go over this track one by one. The first track that we have in the program is the cloud engineering track. By completing the quest under the cloud engineering track, you will learn to explore and deploy solution elements including infrastructure components such as network systems and application services. We have a total of 6 quests under this track and you will be doing the first one today, that is the getting started, create and manage cloud resources one. The rest of the quiz you will have to complete by the deadline as specified before, that is 5th November. Not to worry, I am there to help always and I will show you some ways by which you can get a proprietary support from the Qwiklabs teams as well. I will show that towards the end. Next, we have the data science and machine learning track. By completing the quest in this track, you will also get number of badges. Like there are also 6 quests in this track. So today we will go through one of the labs of a quest called Perform Foundational Data ML and AI Tasks in Google Cloud. So as I said, after completing each quest from either of the tracks, you will have a chance of earning a Google Cloud skill badge. So these skill badges are used to show that you actually have applied your new learned skills using a challenge lab at the end where you have to take your new learned skills during the quiz for a test drive. After you acquire these badges, you can like share in your resume or professional profile. We have a total of 6 skill badges to be earned for each track. And keep in mind that these badges are professional badges and have a quite good value if you have them in your resume. Now, what do you have to get these goodies and certificates? Well, they have a lot in store for you. Based on this table shown, you will be awarded based on the milestones you achieve. Like for completing the cloud engineering track, you will get a participation certificate from Google, t-shirt and a sticker pack. And also for the data science and ML track, the same, there is a participation certificate, t-shirt and sticker pack. For if you complete both the tracks, that is the cloud engineering as well as the data science and machine learning, then you will get a participation certificate from Google, 2 t-shirts, a sticker pack and a laptop bag. These are the prizes they announced, but there are much more to be earned, which might be revealed towards the end of this 30 days of Google Cloud program. You will get to know more about the additional prizes as we move on. The learning opportunities with Google Cloud are a great way to prepare for cloud careers. Let's see what's possible with cloud. We will look at an example that you are likely familiar with. So most of you might have heard or played this game called Pokemon Go. So Pokemon Go is a mobile application that uses many services across the Google Cloud. When the game was launched, the team targeted around just 1x player traffic with the worst case scenario of roughly 5x of that target. But Pokemon Go's popularity caused the traffic to surge rapidly, and in the actual release, the player traffic reached around 50x of the initial target. That is actually the 10 times What is the worst case estimate? The application was able to scale properly and meet the demand with the help of Google Cloud services like Kubernetes Engine, HTTP load balance, and Cloud Data Store. So, if you have not heard about these terms, don't fear. Like we will learn about some of these things in Google Cloud today. Actually, there is also a blog in about this, the Pokemon Go, and how they scaled their application on the Google Cloud articles. So, what is exactly cloud? There are currently three types of cloud services broadly. There is infrastructure as a service, there is platform as a service, and the last one is software as a service. Infrastructure includes raw resources such as virtual machine, network storage, and more. These resources are fundamental building blocks of cloud computing. When you consume infrastructure as a service, you will have greater control over the resources, but also greater management overhead. For example, consider a virtual machine. You will need to install, update, and patch all the softwares required to run your application. You can also configure the virtual machines to scale based on the load of your application. Google Compute Engine, networking, and load balancers are examples of this infrastructure as a service. You will get to know more about this as we get started with the labs. Now coming to platform as a service. So this provides a platform with managed services where runtime environment and network settings are pre-configured. That makes it much easier if you develop and deploy your application. Google App Engine is an example of a platform as a service. Google App Engine comes pre-configured with the runtimes like Java, Python, Node.js, and more. Software updates and patches are automatically applied in this case. Load balancing are also pre-configured. This enables the developer to focus on the application logic only instead of worrying about the infrastructural setup. With software as a service, the entire application is managed and made available in the cloud environment. Like for example, the Gmail is there. Now consider the infrastructure needed for an online game. You can use Google services to store like object data such as image and video files, high volume of semi-structured data such as streaming or the game data, relational data such as the user ID, names, and so on. There are multiple options such as Kubernetes Engine for your application runtime environment. This is where the application code executes. You can also build applications which use other services like Google Maps and YouTube. With cloud-based services, you don't have to set up and manage your own infrastructure. You can simply focus on developing your app and then use the managed cloud services to make it available globally in just a few minutes. Now it's time to introduce you to the hands-on learning platform called Qwiklabs. I hope that by now you have created your Qwiklab account and have also redeemed the 600 credits that you need for this program. Actually, if you have not done that, please follow the steps that I am about to show. I know many of you are trying to get the 600 credits and like they're facing a lot of difficulty today. So actually, there is a issue with Qwiklabs today, so they are fixing it, and it will be soon up, mostly by tonight. And the people who have received the email just yesterday, so that is a wave. Like there were three waves of email sent in three batches. So the people who have received in the third batch, there is a two-step process of redeeming these 600 credits. So like they have to first get the 9 credits and then they have to start the lab and get the remaining credits. So I will talk more about this later. Okay, so first of all, if you have not yet received the 600 credits, try to follow these steps along with me, just in case the Qwiklabs is up by now and you get the credits. The first of all, like the email that we have received, there will be an URL in that. So just open that URL in an incognito window. Please remember, please open that in incognito window only, because I have seen lot of issues are resolved just by opening on incognito window and then following the steps. So first open that window, and okay. So after opening that window in incognito mode, you have to sign in with the Qwiklabs account by using which you have filled the form initially. And after signing in, you have to the people who are in wave 1 and wave 2 emails, they have to just start the lab that is called a tour to Qwiklabs and Google Cloud platform. And upon completion of this lab, like just stay in it for 5 minutes and then end the lab and just refresh the page once. So the people in wave 1 and wave 2 emails, they will get the credits immediately. But people who are in wave 3, they have to first open the first URL and then enter the access code, by using which they should get the 9 credits. But if we're not getting, don't worry, like there's an issue with Qwiklabs right now. Maybe it's not resolved still. So, like after getting that 9 credits, then you have to start this lab and like follow the steps that I said. Stay it for 5 minutes and then end the lab. Then the remaining 591 credits should be in your account. So as I said, don't worry if you not received right now. As soon as the Qwiklab issue gets resolved, it will be credited to your account. So let's look at some of the Google platform services. All Google platform services are associated with a project that is used to track resource and quota uses, enable billing, manage permissions and credentials, and enable services and APIs. The can do what part is defined by the IAM role. An IAM role is a collection of permissions. Most of the time, to do any meaningful operation, you need more than one permission. For example, to manage instances in a project, you need to create, delete, start, stop, and change an instance. So the permissions are grouped together in a role to make it easier to manage. The who part, the names the users or group to whom the rule is granted. To give a user or a group the desired permission, you have to grant a role to the user on a resource. You will get to know more about this when you do a lab related to the IAM role. So regions are these are like such two things about the cloud services that you should know about. That is the regions and the zones. So the regions are independent geographic areas that consist of zones. Locations within a region tend to have a round-trip network latencies of under 5 milliseconds. A zone is an isolated location within a region. You can think about this as being similar to a data center. A zone is designed and set up to be independent of other zones within a region. In the rare cases, if one zone goes down, the other zones are still operational. So in order to enable a fault tolerance, you should deploy your applications across multiple zones. For example, if a zone is affected by a network outage, your application will still continue to function if it is deployed across multiple zones without like any outages on your application. A zone is a development area for cloud platform resources within a region. A zone can be considered a single failure domain within a region. In order to deploy fault-tolerant applications with high availability, you should deploy your applications as multiple zones in a region, as I said before. Okay, now moving on to the cloud engineering track. Here we will do this lab called Getting Started, Create and Manage Cloud Resources. So let me get started with the lab. Okay, so first of all, go to your Qwiklabs page, or you can just use the URL if you are doing it for the first time. You can even go to Qwiklabs and then you can search for the lab. Getting started, create and manage cloud resources. If you search for this in Qwiklabs, you will get a list of like quests that are available. So select the first one, that is, as I said, getting started, create and manage cloud resources. So actually I have completed this quest already. So if you come to this page, you will see something like this. It is enroll in a quest button. Just click in this button to enroll in this quest. Before starting any of the quests, you have to first enroll in it so that your like all the labs are tracked. Otherwise, you won't unlock the skill badge that is available at the end of each quest. Uh, okay, so this contains 6 labs, and we will go through the first one right now. That is a tour of Qwiklabs and Google Cloud Platform. So go to this lab and then click on Start Lab. Before starting this lab, can you just write in chat yes if we have reached to this point so that I can understand if it is going smoothly or not. The people who have the credits, like many of them are not having the credits. Can you please write in the comment if you have reached? Okay. Okay, so let me continue with this. Okay, so if you have reached till here, the click on the Start Lab button. Mm, okay, complete the capture. Okay, so the lab is now started, and first of all, you can go through the instructions over here. Like this is a overview of the Google Cloud. So this gives all the information that you need. Go through them. Right now, I am skipping this. Mm, And this section tells you how to start a lab, how to use the credits and all, and how your scores will be calculated. Mm, Okay, we have already started the lab. So you can go through this, like test your understanding. Like you have to go through all the details above, and then you can fill this up. This lab actually doesn't calculate a score. So like you can go through this lab, complete all of this, this is like a just introduction to the Google Cloud Platform. So you can go through the instructions and do this. I am not doing right now because I will be showing another lab which is a like more informational, and we will have a hands-on training of that. This is like a theoretical knowledge only. Like there is a nav part. Okay, let me go to the Google console so that you can understand. For like opening this Google console for each lab, you should always open it in incognito window, because otherwise you might use your own personal account, which we don't need in this case. So open a incognito window, and then don't sign in with your own Google account here. See, in the Qwiklabs, there is this is called a lab manual. So in the lab manual, you will have a username password. So copy this username and paste it here. So this will be used in the email field for the Google account for only this lab. These are all temporarily accounts which get closed as soon as the lab ends. And then you have to enter this password here. Copy this and enter this here. Accept these terms. You don't need to enter anything, just click on confirm. Just agree to these terms of services. Okay, so we are now into the Google Cloud Platform. So this is a temporary account. You can see here, like this is a student account. This will get immediately deleted as soon as you end the lab. And this is your project name that you can see. It is also given here, the GCP project ID. It should be uh, what is present here. Yes, it's the same ID. You should always check this one first. Like if you have multiple labs open at the similar time, though you shouldn't open multiple labs at the same time, you might end up being in different lab, and all the labs have different accesses to different services. Like if we try to access service which is not allocated to that lab, then you might face difficulty. Like the actually I faced one day, like if I try to access a service which is not available to a lab, then the Qwiklab account gets temporarily blocked, and that's the issue, right? Then you have to report to the support team and they will unblock. So don't ever write like open two labs at the same time. Just open a single instance of the lab. So in this lab, as we have seen here, there's a navigation menu. So you can see this is a navigation menu, and here you can access the different services that are available in Google Cloud Platform. So we talked about this IAM. If you go here, you will see that there's only a single account, most probably. Yes, so you have the single account with the editor and viewer option. Actually, these are the accounts which are related to the services that are given in this lab, and this is the student account that you are currently using. So this is the IAM, like these are the roles that are given to each member, and here you can edit the roles. But this lab, I think, don't give the permission over that. So the labs which will be like on the IAM, so here you can edit this and change the role for each member of the lab. Now let's see what's more about this. This tells about all the services that are required with the roles and permissions as we covered. Test your understanding. Then you can like APIs and services. Let me show this. Go to the navigation menu, and then you have this APIs and services. So here you can go to the library, and from here you can search for various APIs that are available in the Google Cloud Platform, like Calendar API, Maps API, all are available here. There's the Google Calendar API. For enabling each API for using in a lab, you have to go to one and just click on this enable. I am not doing it right now because we won't be using that. So this like that, it shows here with the Dialogflow API, for example. Okay, now the Cloud Shell. So let me show you the Cloud Shell. You can see that there is a button. If you hover over it, you can see that it is written Activate Cloud Shell. So click on this and just click on Continue here. This will provision the Cloud Shell first. Okay, so this is the Google Cloud Shell. This is like a terminal that you use for in your local like laptop on a local device. You can use this like a local terminal. All the commands that you use in the terminal all works here, like ls and all that. And you can use like Google specific CLI tools, that is G G Cloud, which helps to like run different services which are specific to Google Cloud Platform. So yes, so this is a G Cloud command, like G Cloud auth. That this will list all the active accounts over here. So let's test this one. Let me make that bigger so that you can get a view of this. Okay. Also, make sure that your Qwiklabs ID is shown here. Otherwise, like if the lab doesn't get provisioned properly, if you open the shell too quickly, then it might be that this ID is not shown here. So if this is not shown here, then you won't be able to run the gcloud commands. So if you run this auth command, it will give you, it will show this authorization page. Just click authorize here. Okay, so you can see that we have one active account over here, which is shown. Then we have the same commands that you can normally run from the terminal. So I'm not going over those. Okay, so we are done with this lab. Now just click on end lab. It will end that that account also. I can give a rating. And also close this incognito window because you won't be able to access it after like closing the lab. Okay, so we are done with our first lab. Let's continue. We have done this lab. We will go through this lab, another lab that is a machine learning lab, and then the Let me show here. The quest that we started, as I had shown, that it contains all the 6 labs. So just go through these labs, and there are labs on like Kubernetes engine also. These are all the like the beginners lab, and it will give you the overview of each platform. There is a lab specific to Google Cloud Shell and G Cloud as well. Then one on HTTP load balancer. Load balancers are basically used for handling network traffics on a virtual network. And then we have the challenge lab. So I am not going through this now. After completing all the other labs of this quest, yeah, the last lab is a challenge lab. So go through all the labs before, and then only start with the challenge lab. Because challenge lab, let me show you. Challenge lab gives you a set of tasks like this. You have task 1, task 2, and for each task there will be a score. You can go to this orange this thing here. So this shows all the checkpoints you have here, and you can see there are points like 20 points, 20 points, 60 points for each task. So go through the all the labs and then only come to the last lab, which is a challenge lab. And upon completion of this, you will get the quest badge, the skills badge. Okay. Okay. So coming to the machine learning track. So today we will go through one of the labs of this quest called Perform Foundational Data ML and AI Tasks in Google Cloud. So first of all, let me go through a brief introduction, like what are the APIs provided. Google Clouds provides several pre-trained machine learning models. You can build applications with ML even if you're not an ML expert. So there are APIs like Vision API, Video Intelligence, Speech to Text, Natural Language Translation, and many more. So today we will be going through the Speech to Text API. There is one lab available for this. Let's go to that. Okay, so search for this lab and you can see there's a quest called Perform Foundational Data ML and AI Task in Cloud. And then we will be doing the Cloud Speech API. Uh, First of all, there is one introduction, like the overview of this lab, how to activate Cloud Shells. We have gone through this. Okay, so here the lab starts. First of all, click on Start Lab, complete the captcha. So this lab costs 1 credit. As I said, each lab will like contains some credits which you have to give. Do not use the launch with access code because you don't have any access code. So for each lab, you have to use the credits that you will get, and then click on launch with 1 credit for this lab. And this might take some time depending on the lab services to be provisioned. Wait for it to provision. It's taking more time today. Okay, so now it's available. So again, open the Cloud Console in an incognito window. Then sign in with the username and password given here. Accept the terms. Click on confirm. Uh, then also accept these terms of services. Okay, so now we are into the cloud platform. So you can see here, first of all, it says to create an API key. So we have to go to the API services and then to credentials. You can go from here on the navigation menu, go to the credentials. Then we have to create a API key. So click on create credentials here and then select API key. So copy this API key. We will be using this in the next step and then just close it. So you can see this is one checkpoint of this lab. After creating the API key, click on the check my progress button here. You will get a green tick if we have completed. Now let's continue. So we have to go to the compute engine. Okay, so the instance is already created, I think. Compute engine, VM instances. Yes, there's already one instance present. So SSH into this instance so that you can access this terminal of this VM. Let me get this a bigger so that you can get a view properly. Okay, so first of all, we have to export the API key here that you have copied. And paste the key. So this will be added to the environment variable here so that you can access it later easily. And also keep this in mind, you have to use the SSH session that you have started for the rest of the lab. So don't close that yet. So coming to the part of creating speech API request. So first of all, we have to create this file request.json. As you might know, we can use the command touch to create this file. And then we have to insert this in the file. You can use any text editor to open that are already installed on this instance. You can use nano instance and then paste it here. You have to use Control O to write this in this file. You will see that file name to write. If you have used nano, you might be familiar with these commands. So this is saved in this file and then Control X to exit. So if we use ls here, you will be able to see this file will be present. Now let's continue with the lab. This tells you more like what is present here in the configuration that we just added. And then click on check my progress. Okay, so we got a green tick because we have completed that successfully. Now coming to this part, that is call to speech API. We will be using a curl command. You can just copy and paste this command over here. So what it does is it calls the speech to text API. It requires the API key as one of the parameter, and click on enter. You can see that this is the like the contents of the speech that we included in the request.json. This is the text format of the speech, and you can see that confidence is also given here, how much accuracy that was for the conversion. Okay, so you can like save the response that we got from the curl request here to a file. As you might know, you can use the arrow symbol and then the file name to save it to that file. So we will saving the result to the result.json file. So there should be two files now. One is request.json and result.json. If you use the cat command, so you can see the contents of the file. So you can see that result.json contains the output of the that curl command. Now click on this check my progress button. Okay, so we have completed the full lab, and if you go to this orange thing here on the right corner, you can see that all the checkpoints are cleared and we have got all the points, 30 out of 30, 30 out of 30 and 40 out of 40, total of 100 points. So we have completed this lab. So end this lab by clicking here. And also close this incognito window because we have closed the lab, so this won't be available as it is temporary account. Okay, so go through the remaining labs of this quest to get the skills badge. Now coming to the part of getting help from cloud if you face any difficulty, like you are facing the issue with that credits right now. So I will be showing some ways by which you can contact the cloud team and get support very quickly. Mm, So first, the first one that I will be showing you, the first method, that is going to the chats. So you might be seeing, let me go to the Qwiklabs once. So you might be seeing on the right hand bottom corner, there is one chat button. So you can click on this, and then in the department section, let me zoom this a bit. So in the department section, on the drop down, select the 30 days of Google Cloud option. Like this gives a proprietary support, so you will most probably get a response within like 1 to 1.5 hours. If you go for any other option, you won't be getting that proprietary support. So while you are in this program for this month, always use this 30 days of Google Cloud option for contacting the support team and fill the remaining things. What was the issue and start the chat from here. So this is the first option. Now the second option is that you can send an email to this link. you can send an email to this email address. So this will also get by using this you will also get a proprietary support from them. And for the previous few days I have been using this, and like I get the support within 30 minutes or within 1 hour if they are busy. So if the credits issue is not solved by tonight, try contacting these, because they have said that if right now if anyone faces issue with the credits, they should directly contact the support, as that might help to get the issue resolved faster. Okay, so we are mostly done with our presentation. I am mostly done with it. We are going towards the end. Before that, let me turn on this. Okay, so if you want to ask any question, go to this link and just post your questions there, because I know in the chats there will be a lot of spamming. So if you really have the questions you want to get answered, go to this link and post your questions, and I will answer them towards the end. You can also post questions related to DSC Club and any other thing other than cloud as well. We'll be answering in the Q&A session all these questions. So go to this link. Mm, okay, so keep posting your questions there. I will come back towards the end of this session. Uh, Now coming to the tasks that we have to do actually for this month to get the goodies and the certificates. So as I said, there are two tracks. So first one is the cloud engineering track, and uh, we did some of the labs of the first quest. So like complete the remaining labs, and I will be doing more sessions as well. So on the remaining labs, if you face any issue, you can contact the Qwiklabs team as well as me for any help. For like as I said before, for completing each quest, you will be getting skills badge, and upon completion of this whole track, the cloud engineering track, you will get all these badges. Let me show one more thing in Qwiklabs. If you go to the home page of Qwiklabs and go to this My Learning section, go to this My Learning section. Here you will see an option to view public profile. Most of you might know about this because we have already provided the profile link. So if you go to this link, you will see all the batches that you have collected, the skills batches, and you can share them to LinkedIn directly from this page. Okay, so like this, you have the quests in the data science and machine learning. So try to complete them to get the goodies and the certificate. And for that also you will get these batches for the machine learning track. And also don't forget to share your achievement, as it is under the Google 30 days of Google Cloud that program. So the Google Cloud team is also following all the posts. So try posting with this hashtag 30 days of Google Cloud and also tag the Google Cloud India and Google Tips India team. And they will surely like your post. And they are mostly active on Twitter. So if you're posting on Twitter, it will surely get their attention. And so always keep this website handy because this is all the information regarding the 30 days program. This is the website that I had shared in the mail through which you have enrolled initially. And then I am also maintaining one GitHub repo with the challenge labs on this link. So I will share with you later this link. So all if you face any difficulty in solving the challenge labs, so you can take help of this GitHub repo. I will be posting the Qwiklabs challenges, the solutions for them as a guide over there. So try to take a look over it if you have any issues going through any challenges. And as I said, the deadline for this program is 5th November. Uh, okay. So I am done with my presentation and then now coming to the Q&A session. If you have any questions, just post to this link. We have time, so we will be uh, doing this for quite some time. Let me check if there are any questions. Mhm. Okay, so I got the questions regarding the credits. So Swapnil asked how I can register for Qwiklab with free credit. Please send a link for registration with brief explanation. For like after getting the credits, you can just use them in the lab. You should be getting a confirmation mail through which you can earn those credits, and then you can, as I showed, like you can use them in the lab directly by using the apply credits option there. Don't use the access code as you don't even have that. So there is one another question. What we are doing in the incognito mode. So actually, I am telling you people to go to the incognito mode for using the GCP because if you open it in a normal tab, then you might end up signing on to your own account, like on your in your own Google account. So in order to prevent this, try to log into a incognito mode so that you can you can never like sign into your own account and always use those credentials that are given by the Qwiklabs team. And like for the credits also, those who have not received the credits also try to open the first URL in incognito mode, because that I have seen that it is resolving some of the issues with that. So always try to go to those links in incognito mode. The Qwiklabs team is resolving the issue that is present there right now. So most probably from tomorrow you will be getting all the credits. Mm, so someone has asked like going to this website that shows the registration is closed. So the registration is closed right now. Like uh, the people who have registered before, like on September, on August 30th, before August 30th, they should be receiving one confirmation mail, and in that mail there will be a link to the Qwiklabs page where you will be getting the credits. So I don't think there are any more questions. So there is one question, like if you don't get the credits, like today is October 4th, so they had already extended till November 5th. So you are getting 1 month of time even if you are getting it tomorrow, by tomorrow, like tomorrow's 5th October. So you will be getting this 1 month time till November 5th. So most probably you will be getting by tomorrow, because it is the issue with the Qwiklabs team and they should be resolving it by tonight. And most probably if even if after like waiting till tomorrow you don't get the issue resolved, try contacting the support team then. They will surely help in that issue regarding the credits. Okay, so I think there are no more questions here. So So I'm ending this session. Thank you for joining today, and continue with your cloud courses and make sure you complete by the deadlines. I will be doing more sessions on cloud to help you people carry on with all the labs. So bye everyone.